wants to join me at 9 o'clock in the morning on a
All right, we're
Sunday,
live.
or what time for you? What time is it for you, Darius?
It's 4:05 in the afternoon for me.
Oh, you've got a lovely time. You've got a
This
lovely
is a
time.
good
It's
time.
4:05. We could have been doing this like later on. Like I don't know why we decided to do it at this time.
We could have. But look, for anyone that's joining now, you are joining the shit show that is Alan's morning after a big night out, and my lovely afternoon after I've been to the gym and had a shower. This is Fantasy Premier League, the D in its journey. Alan, so how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I haven't really been doing that much of FPL, if I'm honest. I was away all last week, so I didn't look at my phone once, which was lovely. And then since I've been back, like I've very briefly done my team, I think, for the weekend. Like, I can't remember who I actually put in. I don't think I've done it. I don't think I'd made any transfers. I just made sure that it was okay. And then I haven't really checked it since. So actually today is the first time that I'm really going to be looking at my team for next week. So it'll be quite interesting to look at who maybe I might bring in and who I might get rid of, seeing as we had a little injury with the international break. So it'll be good to hear if we've got anyone joining us, what their thoughts are.
That's it. 100%. So
Because clearly I'm incapable and incompetent at doing my team. So, I may as well leave it up to the general public to be able to help me and support me in my FPL journey, because I'm incapable of doing it myself.
yeah, no, that's a pretty fair assessment at this point in time, I reckon. So I'm just going to share the screen now. So hopefully I jump to the right screen, because I think I've put this in the correct order. So if I stuff this up, I do apologize in advance. But I've nailed it. All right, brilliant. I've gone to the right screen. That's a good start. So, Alan, we're just going to go to your team to begin with, because last week was probably your worst week of the season, I think.
Do you know, it was, but I actually regret nothing, because, like, when I looked at my team, I mean, I got, 30 points? But when I actually looked at it, I mean, it was just a lot of low numbers. Like, Robertson, 1. Semenyo, 2. Eze, 2. Jackson, 2. Rodgers, 3. Salah, 3. Haaland, captain, 4. It was just one of them low scoring weeks. Like Haaland's been getting hat tricks in games. If I had captained him, I would have got a load of points. If he had got his hat trick like he usually does, it would have been a load of points. It's just one of them weeks. Like, you get them in FPL. You just got to ride it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, like, I just looked at your team, and it was just one of them weeks where you just had so much unlucky stuff go on. So Konza got injured in like the first 20 minutes of the game, went off against Man United, and that game, he would have got 6 points at least in that game if he'd stayed on, because there was no goals. Andy Robertson apparently had like a minor injury in the Champions League, and he started on the bench and then came on for a grand total of 1 point. And then Palace were just as shit as they've been all season. And then Semenyo, who you thought might do something, and Rodgers, with the nice matchups they had, did nothing. And then Haaland, who, let's be honest, most people captained Haaland on like game week 7, and he just flopped 2 weeks in a row. And can you believe it?
No, I mean, it's FPL. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can't. I've always my saying is FPL is bad for your mental health. I've said it. Like, if you overthink it and you get too invested in it, it really is, because you just can't. Unfortunately, it's similar to gambling in a way. You cannot predict it. You might look at the stats and you think you know everything. You don't, because if you could smash FPL every single week, you'd be down the bookies making a fortune. But you can't. This is a game. It's fun. You will have weeks where you'll do really well, and you'll have weeks where you don't. And it's more about the consistency week on week. It's the little tweaks that you do. It's the looking at the fixtures and like anticipating things. And look, it was just a low scoring week. But when I look at my team, is there anyone really in there that I'd like to get rid of? Not really, but I think that I'll look at Salah. Maybe he's a lot of money. Is he really doing a lot? Probably not. Might mix that up. Obviously João Pedro's injured now, so I've got to look at that. But there's just a couple of little tweaks. It'll be all right. I'm quietly confident, Darius.
I'm glad you are. Look, I can't really talk too much. I actually had the worst week of the season as well. I only got 50, which has, and like in reality,
showing off. Just behave yourself. Just behave yourself. How'd you get 50? Then go on, tell everyone. Tell the world how you got 50, Darius.
Well, in reality, I actually only got 46, so I took a -4 in this game week, didn't I? So remember, I really wanted to bring in Dwight McNeil and Cole Palmer, but I got rid of Salah and Ahmad to do it, and it made me a grand total of 0 points. The -4 was covered by the 2 transfers in, but if I hadn't done anything, I would have still got 46 points. So I think it's worth it because I think McNeil and Palmer have both gone up in price, so I'm not overly too annoyed about the moves, but it would have been nice for some more reward. And if I'd known that Haaland was going to blank, but like I didn't have anyone that scored huge amounts of points anyway this game week, so it was like one of them weird ones where he didn't deliver, but if I whacked it on the next person who would have been Cole Palmer, I only made an extra 4 points, so it wasn't really like a massive miss.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else is getting this. When I go onto my FPL app, like it won't show me the points. Like I'm looking at your team now, it doesn't show me the points. It just shows me the fixture.
Really?
It's really weird.
How are you looking at it?
So it's showing me Fulham. So it was Fulham last week for Man City, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just showing me their fixture. It's not actually showing me the points.
Oh, so the way to do that, if you want to check, if you go into your score.
Yeah.
And then you go to the bottom. Oh, actually, it doesn't let you do it on the phone. Okay. If you're not doing it on the phone.
What I done was I went into the league. So I'm on my iPad. I went into the league. I clicked on your team. And now it's showing me the points. It's just a bug in the system.
Ah, weird.
You had a decent week because look, you look at your team, yeah. Like Trent, he got you 8 points.
Yeah.
Wood got you 8 points. And Burmo 8 points. Palmer 6. You got who's that? Fayez or whatever he is. What is he?
Oh, mate, I called it. I said Leicester City keep a clean sheet, and he kept the clean sheet. He was one of the better players I had.
6 points. Do you know what I mean? So you've done all right. And the thing is, you look at them players, right? Trent. Not a lot of people are going to have Trent. He's expensive. He's a premium defender. Like not a lot of people are going to have him now. Most people are going to have Haaland, Saka, Palmer, things like that. So you've done well there. Nobody's having that Leicester defender, and Wood, like Woody Woodpecker. I said it from the start. I really like Wood. I think he's great. I haven't got him in my team, but he's been brilliant, hasn't he? Like, look at the points he's bringing in.
Well, he wasn't Muniz was the same amount, wasn't he? They were both 6 mil at the start of the season, right?
Yeah, but Muniz is pony.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is that I was so close to picking Muniz instead of Chris Wood. I actually don't know why I picked Chris Wood over Muniz because
had a great season last season, no?
Yeah, but I didn't. Chris Wood doesn't score goals normally, and look, he's been so good. But he's only blanked 3 times out of 7 games, and 2 of those times he's been on my bench, which I haven't cared about. And I've got every one of his big hauls. He has been on field, and the thing is, the way he plays, he doesn't touch the ball that much. But if he scores a goal, he's almost in line to get bonus points because he doesn't do much else. And if you have the shot on target and whatever, you're good to go.
And he's on penalties, isn't he?
He is. And look, I was going to sell him. I think I talked about it before you went on holiday that I really wanted to get rid of him for Solanke. But Chris Wood is actually outscoring Solanke. And the next 3 fixtures are Crystal Palace, Leicester City, and West Ham. And you could argue that he should score in almost every one of those games of the form he's in.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm thinking about selling Jackson and bringing in Woods.
Yeah, Chelsea got a couple of hard fixtures coming up, that's for sure. But the thing is, I really like the Jackson pick. Who's your third forward? Oh, João Pedro.
He's got to go.
Yeah, he does have to go. So look,
maybe The other thing I'm thinking about is Konza for Guardiola.
Konza for Guardiola. Yeah, I like that trade. I like it.
Yeah.
But the problem is with City. The problem with City defenders is that they just keep conceding a goal every game. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
That's the only problem. But like so many barely any team kept the clean sheet like last week. It's mad. The game week before there was like 2 clean sheets.
It was just a rubbish week, to be fair.
Yeah, it wasn't a good week.
I'm going to look at doing the trade now. I mean, I can't really do Jackson at the moment because I've got to sort out Pedro. But if I'd done Jackson to Wood, that would probably free up money for me to do Konza.
So how much money have you got in the bank at the moment?
0.2.
0.2. All right.
Right, let's have a look. So if I'd done Jackson to Wood, let's search for Wood. Jackson for Wood, and then Konza for Guardiola. Yeah, I've still got 0.3 in the bank, so I can do that. But it just means I've got Pedro injured.
So João Pedro's 5.5. So what you could do instead, this is a little bit out left field, but João Pedro's 5.5, and you could because you said you had two free transfers, right?
I've got two free, yeah.
So you could get rid of João Pedro and bring in like a Solanke or someone of that ilk, and you could drop, this is going to sound a little controversial, but you could drop you could actually bring in like a Chris Wood for like João Pedro and just sack off Eze for like Johnson, and you will go close to having the funds. Maybe not
sack
Johnson, but
Eze, you need to behave yourself. Are you all right? Sack off Eze.
Well,
no, I'm joking. You're probably right, but they got Forest.
Yeah, but Forest have been very good defensively.
Yeah, do you know what? We've been talking about it. They've been good in defence, haven't they?
I mean, I look at Eze's returns this season. He has returned once in 7 games.
What's Konza saying? Is he going to be back or not?
Well, it didn't look good when he went off against Man United, but they reckon it's a 75% chance of playing. But I don't know, man. I don't reckon he's going to be. I don't reckon he's going to be playing. But and then you'd have to bring in Dunk, who's got Newcastle.
I've already got Dunk.
Yeah, I know. What you mean? Swapping your team.
Yeah.
Robertson should be good, so you'll be fine.
You know what? I've got a gut feeling that Ipswich are going to do over Everton. You know.
Yeah, they could. Oh, do you know what you need to do? No, I know what your trades need to be. João Pedro out.
Yeah.
For Liam Delap.
Yeah. Do you know what?
That'll cost you 0.1 mil.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm about that.
Because he's been good. He's been very good.
Yeah, he's been good, and I like that. I've been watching him, and I was like, yeah, this guy's a serious dude. All right, let's do that. Delap, and then Konza for. Who should I do Konza for? Do you think?
Well, how much is he worth, Konza?
I've got 4.6.
4.6. Now, hear me out here. I've made my transfer this week, so I'm just going to show you my team real quick. So I've had enough of Pedro Porro, and I've actually left myself with I've already made my transfer for this game week, and I now have 2.5 million in the bank because I'm not sure what I want to do with it. Originally, I wanted to bring Saka in as like an extra premium in the midfield and like ditch off like probably Smith Rowe. But now I'm not sure if I want to do that because Saka's got himself injured. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But I bought in James Justin from Leicester City because he's obviously got double figures the last 2 game weeks, and he looks like he's back to that form from when he played for what do you call it? When he played for in the last Premier League season before he got that bad injury. He looks like he's back to that form, and I reckon he's going to be fantastic value moving forward. Now, if you guys are joining us and you want to ask a question about what transfers you're doing or whatever, or you want us to have a look at your team and give you some advice, Alan will give you some shit advice, but I'll give you some good stuff.
Yeah, so my advice is, if you need any advice, don't ask me, or whatever I say, do the opposite. Listen to Darius. But if you want to self-sabotage yourself, listen to what I say and do that. And you'll finish at the bottom of your fantasy Premier League little mini league. Right, so you're saying Justin.
Well, look at the Leicester. So Leicester City have one of the best fixture runs of all time coming up. So they have Southampton this week.
You know what? Why? See, this is what I mean about self-sabotage. Why am I questioning it? I'm just doing it because you're right. Right. So Della, is that how you pronounce it? Before everyone just absolutely rinses me in the Facebook group.
Liam Delap.
Liam Delap, I'm going to do for João Pedro, and I'm going to do Justin for Konza.
Yeah.
Done.
That'll make your team a shitload better to begin with.
Right, done. That's done now. Right, Robertson. I reckon I'm going to take out Robertson this week. Right, let's have a look at the team for this week. I know I'm a bit premature, but I'm just going to do it. Pick the team. Right, Robertson, I'm going to substitute him and I'm going to put in Greaves because I've got a funny feeling they're going to do Everton. I really do.
Is it a home fixture? Yeah, it's a home. Everton at home. Okay. Yeah, they might.
I reckon they're going to do them. I just think Everton are just one of them teams that I reckon because they had an all right result the other day, didn't they? I reckon they're just going to crumble. I reckon that they're going to do another 2-0 up and go and lose 3-2 or something.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't. I reckon it'll be like a 1-0 Ipswich. Semedo against Arsenal, probably take him out and put in Dunk maybe.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The Brighton fixtures aren't the best.
They're playing Newcastle away. And Newcastle, what do you think about Newcastle? What's the Brighton defence saying at the moment?
Trevor D is saying you can't bench Robertson.
Really?
Well, let's be honest.
Has he been getting minutes though? I mean, I know I'm on an FPL podcast, but just so we all know, I know nothing about FPL. I'm just winging it, and that's the beauty of me being on this because I'm just your average Joe. What you're saying? Leave him in against Chelsea? Has he been getting minutes?
Yeah. The only game he didn't start was the last one, but that was because apparently he picked up a little injury in the Champions League. But he's fine. All
right, we're gonna do Della. We're gonna do Della for Dunk. And then Robertson for Greaves, then fine. Because I reckon there could be a couple of goals there. All right, fine. All right, who was that? Trev?
Yeah, Trevor.
All right, Trev, hit us up with your contact. Hit us up with your contact details, because if this don't work out, we'll turn up at your front door, mate. So we'll put Greaves. Yeah, all right, lovely. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting Robertson back in, and I'm putting Delap in, and I'm putting Dunk, Semedo, and Greaves on the bench.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds good. Captain Haaland, as always, because we can't not captain him because we know what happens when you don't. Why don't we have a little look at the challenge while we're here?
Yeah, all right. I'll look it up. I'll load it up. Let's have a look. So, how'd you go on the last few ones?
Well, Darius, that's a fantastic question. I'm really pleased you asked me that because actually last week I just realised that you could change the formation. Didn't realise you could do that. The whole time doing this challenge, didn't realise you could change the formation. So that's probably why I was getting rubbish points. But how did I do last week? I don't know. You can have a look. I'm going to look at this week. I'm not looking at next.
All right, let's have a look at the previous. So I actually did pretty well for the 3 game weeks in total. I think I got 103 points, which put me in the top 15%. But I didn't do very good in the Asia Pacific one because I didn't think Chris Wood would do anything against Chelsea, and he did. So it just goes to show sometimes you just got to back in the players that are going to score more points. Now, the next round of things, so where's the league here? So we can have a look at how you went. All right. Yep, there we go.
Right, and ball winners. Ball winners.
You're at the top, mate. You got 40 points last week. What the hell?
Did I? You know what? That's like winning the lottery. That's like winning the lottery and not even knowing. That's like finding my ticket behind the sofa and going, I just won the Powerball.
You had
really?
Yeah, you got global rank was the top 37,000 teams this week. So the only way you could have beaten it is if you'd gone Saka captain, but you did well by picking Saka. He was the top scoring player of the game week.
Well, look, I've done a lot of research into this. I was studying it for the last 7 days. There was a lot of graphs involved, post-it notes, stats, calculators, and I feel that we came to the right decision at the end of the week. So, yeah.
I like it. You've done well.
Right, so this week we're going to go Raya, ball winners. I mean, I have no idea. Well, Gabriel.
I looked at this, right? So this is what I've done with. I'll show you what. Where's my game week 8 team and managed team? All right, so this is what I've done. So I picked Onana in goal because I just think that Man United are going to probably concede a lot of shots to Brentford.
Darius, just stop. You chose Onana because you support Man United, right? No, don't give us all these stats and figures. You picked him because you support United. Right, carry on.
But the stats behind him at the moment, he's kept 4 clean sheets out of 7 games. So United, let's be honest, I'm a United fan, and I'll be the first one to tell you, Erik ten Hag, don't trust in the process. And if you're a Man United fan, don't believe in his plan because he hasn't got one, and we're not going to score any goals. But the plan that he does seem to have means that we're not conceding as many goals. So on that note, Onana's a good pick because he seems to be in good form, and yeah, that's what I'd be going with that.
But it's ball winners, right? So what? That's like.
Well, he likes coming out and flapping at people, doesn't he? Well, like when he comes.
Yeah.
Give him a whack.
Yeah, we need a Flappy Bird this week. Who else is a Flappy Bird then? What do we think Raya is, or Pope, or?
I don't know. It's just about who you think is going to keep a clean sheet now. Raya's playing against Bournemouth away, so I did consider him as well. But Arsenal have conceded 2 goals the last 2 game weeks against Leicester and Southampton. And I'm like, how the hell do you concede goals to those teams? So I've kind of lost a little bit of faith. And if I'd had my time again, I probably wouldn't have traded Henderson for Raya because he's maybe no points in that transfer. It feels like a bit of a waste at the moment because I wasn't on wildcard. And trading a keeper when you're not on wildcard never feels good.
Nah. Do you know what? I'm going to go for just big, powerful players. I'm going to go. I reckon Palmer. Palmer loves nicking the ball off people. Haaland loves nicking the ball off people. Who else? Let's have a look. Maddison?
Maddison, yes. I like him, but he doesn't win the ball, does he?
Doesn't he?
Well, he's a what do you call it?
Big strong player. What about Arnold? Arnold or Robertson? What do we? Oh, Virgil. Virgil. There we go. Virgil, and then keeper. I'm gonna go Sanchez. I'm not even thinking. Do you know what? I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just gonna go with my gut, and this is what I'm going with, and I'm selecting it. I'm saving my team, and that's it. Done.
Fair.
Right. So I've got Haaland up front. He's a big boy.
Same. I've got the captain on him as well.
Yeah, I captained him. Palmer in midfield. He's great at getting the ball off of people. Maddison midfield. Virgil defence and Sanchez in goal. There you go.
So I've gone Virgil in defence, and I've obviously got Onana in defence, but I've gone with 2 midfielders that aren't going to score any goals, I don't think. So I've actually gone with Kovacic from Man City against Wolves, and I've gone with Gravenberch from Liverpool against Chelsea, just because of the fact that apparently, according to this week, interceptions and tackles are worth 1 point, and 3 recoveries, so I'm assuming that means ball recoveries like interceptions, are also worth 1 point, and I'm backing them in to have quite a few rather than score me any goals. So, and the test labs thing that they're doing, where's the 9-1? So they're actually looking over the next 3 game weeks. So the next one is key passes and crosses are worth 2 points. And then the third one is foul play. Fouls are worth 2 points, and fouls conceded are worth -1. And then game week 11 is shots on target are worth 3 points.
Yeah.
So I actually think they're going to change the rules for next season based off how well. I think they're like testing it out in FPL Challenge before they make some changes or tweaks for next season. Potentially.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Shane's joining you says, good Guys, good to see you live show. Thanks, mate.
Who's that? Shane.
Yeah.
What's his last name?
Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good man. Good man.
Right. What do we think is going to happen next week then? Come on, Darius. What do you think the results are going to be?
Let's have a look at next week's. Oh, hold on. The fixtures are there next week. So look, it's a bit too early out to look at that. We'll look at before our show, before next game week. But Brentford against... No, that can't be right.
Wait, hold on.
That's not right. Brentford play Man United in the 10 o'clock kickoff. Hold on.
We've got another show to do.
Yes, next week.
What day? Thursday. We'll do it on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Normal Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, I can do that.
He's a busy man.
Right.
Busy man.
Mate, I'm so... Honestly, you wouldn't believe how busy I am with stuff. But, I mean, we've got some good games coming up. I mean, Palace are doing absolutely terrible at the moment. They need to get a win. And
Are they going to get a win?
Forest. Well, I mean, Forest's defence is amazing, but I think this, I think they have to. I think they have to get a result. I think that Chelsea are going to... this is my prediction. I reckon Palace are going to do Forest. I reckon they're going to do them 2-1. I reckon Eze's going to get a goal and an assist, and Mateta will get a goal. Yep. I think that Chelsea are going to do Liverpool, right? Because I think that they need a win massively. Man City will do Wolves, obviously. Arsenal will do Bournemouth. Leicester will do Southampton. Newcastle, Brighton could be a draw or a Newcastle win, maybe.
Yep.
But I think there'll be a couple of goals. Brentford are going to do Man United. I really hope they do anyway. Ipswich are going to do Everton.
It sounds so bad as me as a Man United fan, but I'm sick of seeing us play so crap. So I just want the Band-Aid to be ripped off. Like, just rip it off. I honestly think that anyone that plays Manchester United before Erik ten Hag is sacked should take advantage of the situation, because that team does not score goals, and the way that they are set up to play means that the worst you're probably looking at getting is a draw. So they're there for the taking. If I was Brentford, I would not be going to Old Trafford with any fear whatsoever.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't think they are going to have any fear. I think they're going to go in there and absolutely smash the granny out of it. And sorry, my cat's biting my foot. Ow. Painful. That's just that. I don't know what's going to be more painful: my cat biting my foot, or you watching Man United getting spanked by Brentford.
It's going to be a combination. So, won't be far off.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think Ten Hag, like, he needs to get a load of wins back to back. Like, if he doesn't, he's in trouble. Like, he is in trouble. Yeah, I think. What do you think about Fulham Aston Villa? I think Villa are going to do it.
That's at the 10 o'clock kickoff. Look, I'm torn in this game. So I'll quickly pull up my team very quickly. So at the moment, this is how I've made my one transfer.
You're saying it's a 10 o'clock kickoff. It's a 10 o'clock kickoff.
10 o'clock at night, 3 p.m. kickoff. It's the blackout kickoff, but it's the goal rush. So what I'm actually going to do on Saturday, for anyone that is interested, I'm actually going to do a live stream during the goal rush, which as they call it over here in Australia. It's called the goal rush. So the 3 p.m. blackout games, I can actually watch them all. I can't stream them because that's breaching copyright, but I can watch them and provide live updates while I'm watching them on my monitor. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cover all the fantasy points on Saturday Night Live because I don't think I've got anything else on. So that's my plan for this Saturday coming up. I just thought it'd be something a bit different to try and see if it takes off or not.
Yeah.
But this is my team at the moment. Can you see this, Alan, on your screen?
Yeah, I can see it, but the thing is, it's really small.
Yeah,
so I know when I watch it back on YouTube and stuff, it's big and it's like all right. But from now, it's pretty small. But is this? I can't see this on the FPL because this is your draft, is it?
Yeah. So this is my team, how I'm going to be lining up most likely, depending on whether there's any injuries between the international break concluding or not. So I've actually dropped my Fulham players to the bench and I'm starting my Villa players. So I'm backing in my Villa assets, Morgan Rogers and Ollie Watkins, to deliver against Fulham. And I'm expecting Smith Rowe and Robinson not to do too well. So I've dropped them both to my bench. And I've even dropped Robinson in favour of playing FaZe and Justin. And it's always a bit scary when you play a double up from one team in defence, because if they concede a goal...
defence is naughty. Double defence is... that's naughty, mate. What? Why do you think Robertson and Smith Rowe are going to do well, though?
Well, if Fulham concede a goal to Wally Watkins, Robinson's not going to be doing well. He won't keep a clean sheet. And I don't know. Well, Villa might concede, and they could prove me wrong, and this could be a high-scoring game, and I might get it wrong. But at the moment, I'm leaning towards starting the Villa players and benching the Fulham ones.
Okay, fair.
Because Dwight McNeil, who was the other option for like Smith Rowe, he's playing Ipswich, and if Everton are going to score a goal, Dwight McNeil's going to be involved.
Dwight, but you've got a little crush on Dwight this week, haven't you? You've been banging on about him.
Well, he's already made me 0.1 mil. And he hasn't done anything for me yet, other than make me money.
If anybody out there is listening, and they've got a Dwight McNeil poster, please send it to Darius so he can stick it on his bedroom wall.
I've just seen the comments. Brendan Cook's wondering if Saka's going to play. Well, I'm not Mikel Arteta or the Arsenal doctor, but judging from the fact that he limped off for England, it looked like he was holding his hamstring. And if it's any kind of a hamstring injury, he's definitely not playing next weekend. That would be my guess.
Yeah, shame.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, look, he's highly owned.
A lot of people are going to be taking...
Yeah, he's highly owned. If we look at this transfers in, hold on, that's the wrong tab. Bear with me 1 second while I quickly find it. Where is it? The home? Oh, it's not there. There we go. And if we go to the home and transfers in, so he is number 2. He's the second most transferred in player this game week, which is mad. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for everyone so you can see the players that are in. So Mbeumo is still the most transferred in player, Alan. 209,000 managers have bought him in.
Well, look, I've been banging on about him for the last couple of weeks. I mean, as soon as Tony left, it's a no-brainer, right?
Yep.
He's gonna start lapping up all the goals and the assists. I mean, he worked well with Tony anyway, getting assists, and he used to banging goals anyway. So now Tony's not there, he's just going to smash it. So he's great and a great price. He's
gone up 0.5 mil now for the season. 7 mil he started. He's up to 7.5.
Yeah.
What a great buy. What a great buy. Yeah. If you haven't bought him yet, you probably should be looking at him, because Brentford's run, he's in the middle of that juicy run at the moment. I mean, they've got Man United away and anything could happen in that game.
You shouldn't listen. You shouldn't watch the podcast. Go back, watch the podcast, listen to what I said. Get Mbeumo. That's what I said. Right, stay there. I'm just going to get my charger. Keep talking.
All good. So, Mbeumo, if you're thinking about buying, selling, or keeping, he's definitely in the buying and the holding. He should be in your team at least until probably, I'd say, game week 14. He should be in your team right up to game week 14. There's no reason to get rid of him, and there's no reason to bench him at all. I think his fixtures are brilliant up until then, and I wouldn't be surprised if he kept on scoring in every game week. He's owned by 27% of the competition, so if you're not one of those 27%, you're definitely missing out on some good points there. Now, the second most transferred player in, who is owned now by 34.9% of the compound, is Saka, and he's rated at a 75% chance of playing, but I'm telling you, he's not going to be making it.
The thing about Saka is he's young, he'll get back to fitness, but like you say, with a hamstring injury and stuff like that, it's not something you're just going to walk off. Do you know what I mean? He's going to need a bit of time. So, he's probably one of them you're going to sub out. Who do you think people will sub him out for? If you haven't got Palmer, I guess you just go Palmer.
Yeah, easy trade. Well, Palmer's gone up to 10.8 now. 10.8 he's up to now.
Yeah, because he's sick. That's why. Like, look at him. I mean, I watched a video the other day. It's all kicking off with the Chelsea players, and he's just sitting on the floor. It's like he just wants to play football. Do you know what I mean? He don't want to get involved in nothing. He just wants to bang goals in and play football. He's brilliant. Look, I mean, he's brilliant. If you haven't got him, you need to get him. And to be fair, I've done my transfers. Obviously, I just done them a minute ago. But Salah's got to go, man. Boring me. I'm going to get Palmer in, I think.
Yeah, see, I I got rid of Salah because I really wanted Cole Palmer, and I feel like, and I saw that his price was going up, and I was like, I wanted to make the most, and Salah's is still tracking down. So I have been very quick to jump off players that I think are going to drop in price, and I've been very hot to jump on players that are going up. So like, unlike most people, and I would generally normally recommend you hold your transfers to the end of the game week because, injuries can happen midweek, but I've been doing them very early on in the week and sort of riding my luck that no one gets injured, and touch wood, no one has got injured yet this season that I bought in. But Raya almost did it to me. So that's the silver lining, like that you can almost increase your team value by trading earlier in the game week, but it can also come back and bite you on the ass if your player gets injured.
Look, this game is about risk, and you're looking at risk, you're looking at probability. And I think that you obviously play this game really well. And do you know what? People listening out there that aren't sort of, pro FPL players, or they're just starting it, or, whatever, listen to what Darius is saying, because, these little things that you can do, although risky, will really help you, because you'll get that extra money that you'll be able to utilize to get them players in that, when you try to get in that premium and you're just 0.1 mil off or whatever, if you had made some smart moves, you'd have that money and you'd be able to do it. And it's these tiny little things that can really boost you. So, yeah, good work, Darius. Risky, but you've got to be committed, and you've got to look at where those price rises are going to happen. So, well done.
That's it. So, like Saka as well, the reason why I was never bringing him in until our wildcard is because the next three fixtures after this week aren't even that good. So they've got Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, and Chelsea away to follow. But then Arsenal's run really does open up from game week 12, which is when I was hoping to bring him in on my wildcard, which I am slating to play. I've pre-planned it, and all things going well, it will be in game week 12 with some luck. I'm hoping.
Well, look, I said about Arsenal, they've got a great fixture run coming up. Well, they're in it, aren't they? They're in it now. So,
well, they're about to be out of it. The next 3 weeks after this week aren't the best.
Oh, really? Who have they got?
So they've got Liverpool, and then they've got Newcastle, and then they've got Chelsea.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose you're right. The thing is with Arsenal, though, I think they're going to win the league.
Yeah, I think so as well. I hope they do. I'm sick of seeing City and Liverpool win it as a Man United fan, and Arsenal aren't that much better, but I'd rather them win it than the other two.
Yeah, I think Arsenal deserve it. I think Arsenal, deserve it because actually they've worked incredibly hard, and I just feel like Pep has sort of taken his foot off the gas. Whenever you hear him talking in post-match interviews and stuff, he's always just commending the other teams. He just doesn't really care. Do you know what I mean? He's just obviously he does. He's been a nice guy, but I just feel that they've lost that real competitive hunger. Obviously they're a team, they're professionals, they're at the top of their game, they're going to have it, but I think Arsenal want it more. And I think that's the difference. I think they want it a little bit more, so I think Arsenal are going to do this year. I think it'll be Arsenal, Man City, and then Liverpool. But I think Chelsea are going to turn it around. I really do. I think Chelsea are going to turn it around. I think they're going to start playing really well together, and I think they're going to start moving up the league. And then next season, I reckon they'll be a force to be reckoned with. That's my prediction.
You know what I reckon it coincided with?
What?
You jumping ship and supporting Palace. Palace haven't won, and Chelsea are now looking good.
Right. Do you know what? You're probably right. I don't know what I've done, but I've got some juju on me or some bad luck or something. I need to get like a rabbit's paw, or I need to go see a witch doctor. If there's any witch doctors out there that can do a hocus pocus spell on me and try and give me some good luck, that'd be good. I regret nothing.
Give Paul Pogba's brother a ring.
Yeah. I regret nothing, you rat. I'm a proud Crystal Palace supporter. I live in Croydon. I'm South London. You know, I want to go and watch my team. I want to go and support my team. I was a massive glory hunter, if I'm honest, when I was younger. I supported Chelsea when I was like 15, just after Abramovich joined. And before that, who do you think I supported?
He supported Man United. Now I can confirm, folks, that that fan that is pictured on in the FIFA crowds, that's Alan. That's modeled on Alan.
I was such a glory hunter. I literally supported Man United because everyone else did, and I think it's because my sister did, or it might have been because Shelley Hawkswell supported them, some girl at school that I fancied. I supported Man United, and do you know what? I loved Man United when I was younger. I loved watching David Beckham play, and you know, I remember all the players. Like,
he was quality.
Obsessed about it. It was good times in the 90s, and then when I got to like 15, I remember I was at a girlfriend's house, right? And I was in Chelsea, literally around the corner from the stadium, and I was talking to her dad, who was a massive Chelsea fan, and he was like, "Who do you support?" And I was like, "Man United." And he just goes to me, right, most savage thing I think I've ever had in my life. He goes, "You do realise that they don't want you as their fan?" And I was like, "Wow, that really hurt." And then after that, I thought, you know what? I'm going to support Chelsea because all my mates did. So I supported Chelsea, and then for the next few years, I thought I was Danny Dyer. Going up to Chelsea every week. And it was around sort of 2004 with the Invincibles and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And great times. Used to go up to Stamford Bridge all the time, go in the Shed Bar. And yeah, it was brilliant. Loved it. But going to New Zealand in sort of 2011, I sort of fell out of football really with the time difference. I know you're in Australia, but you know the time difference it's just weird. Like it's like you really have to be committed if you're watching Premier League football in the Southern Hemisphere. You got to get up, you got to plan your life around it. Whereas I didn't, so I sort of fell out of it for 3 years. And then when I come back, I wasn't really into football, and it was only around 2000 and probably 2020. Yeah, 2020, I reckon, after COVID, I started to get back into football. With you, actually. I think you were probably a massive catalyst because you don't shut up about it. So after that, I started to get back into it. Yeah, and I started fantasy football then with you. So then got back into it. And then just more recently, I just thought, you know what, I want to actually go and watch a local team. And I should have always supported Palace. That was the first game I ever went to watch was Palace, Selhurst Park down the road. So yeah, here we go. Anyway, I don't know why we've just gone on to my life story and my supporting history, but if there is anyone out there listening, you're welcome.
I love it. Trevor's come back on. He said, Johnson, the best Tottenham asset to have. Brennan Johnson. Well, he's a young boy, isn't he? Yeah, he's the third most traded in player this game week. He's risen in price. I'm not a massive fan of Tottenham's. Well, they've got Man City, and then the rest are all, for forwards, it's not too bad. But I just think that James Maddison's the better pick now, because whenever Tottenham play well and they score goals, James Maddison, when he's in form, and he has been in form to start the season, he's been involved and he's got bigger holes.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, Brennan Johnson, cheap option, 6.6. You can't go too far wrong. I like
Trev. I think you should get Trev on the show. I think you should put me in the bin and get Trev on the show. Trev, where are you? Where are you based? What's your story? Let us know. I like Trev. I actually see that for me is what FPL is about. Do you know what I mean? It's looking at them options that's saying who's going to come into form. It's not about who's in form. It's about who's going to come into form. Who are them ones that people haven't picked up on yet? Because the thing about FPL is everyone just jumps on a bandwagon, don't they? They just go, oh, yeah, everyone jumps on Saka, everyone jumps on Palmer, everyone jumps on Haaland. But really, the proper growth in your team is picking people that other people haven't jumped on and jumping on them before. And if you're always that one step ahead of the game, that's how you smash it. That's how you win it. Just like you with Justin and Leicester and stuff. And McNeil, your boyfriend.
Well, ironically, McNeil, my boy McNeil, he's number 4 on the transferred in list.
If anybody out there has a pair of McNeil's wife fronts that they can get signed for Darius, that'd be much appreciated. Please send it to Australia. I won't give out your address on the internet.
Well, let's just hope he get. Oh, so Trevor's responded and said he's from the UK and London too, Wimbledon area.
Oh, nice. Whereabouts?
Wimbledon area.
Wimbledon.
Where I used to live.
Mate, nice one, Trev. Yeah, I went to school in Wimbledon. I went to Wimbledon College.
Nice area. Nice area.
What team do you support, Trev? I hope it's AFC.
Don't they not exist anymore? Do they like just
AFC Wimbledon? Yeah, they do.
What? Wasn't that the team that like? Forget me if I'm wrong. I've got it wrong. There was a team that used to be in the Premier League, or like maybe the first division, and then went completely kaput. I thought that was AFC Wimbledon.
No. I think you're talking about Wimbledon. So Wimbledon then became MK Dons. They moved up to Milton Keynes. So they lost their stadium, and then they started playing at Selhurst Park, and then they moved up to Milton Keynes and became MK Dons. And then the fans basically created a team because there wasn't a team, obviously, in Wimbledon. And in this team, from literally the bottom, have worked their way right up. I don't know what league they're in now, maybe League One or something like that, but they've done amazing. They recently just had their pitch, had a massive sinkhole, and Newcastle United gave them 15 grand to fix their pitch. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, it's the sovereign fund, isn't it, that looks after Newcastle, so there's pocket change for them.
Mate, they got the readies, mate. They have got the readies, but it don't help, does it? They're not winning. They're not winning as much as they should be.
Well, they can't spend it. Did you see the Man City case where they took it to the Premier League? Man City called on Newcastle, Everton, and I think it was Chelsea as witnesses to their side of the story.
Really? Yeah. They're just like, look, this is what we're doing. We know you're doing it too, so jump on with us, and then that way we can carry on doing what we're doing.
Yeah, we can spend what we want.
We're going down as well. So,
yeah.
At the end of the day, we all know it's true. Money will buy you the league. Like, if you've got all the money in the world, it will buy you the league. Like, Abramovich done it. Man City have done it. Man City was shit back in the day when they had no money.
Unless you're Man United under Ten Hag, who have spent 600 mil and look closer to relegation than winning the league.
Yeah. I mean, really, there's only a few managers out there, great managers. Do you know what I mean? Like Ferguson, he's the best, man. Do you know what I mean? He's the best. He was just like, you hear all the stories from Man United players about what he was like. Like,
he was brilliant.
He ran a tight ship. Do you know what I mean? He ran a tight ship, and also he brought the youngsters up, and that's the key. You bring the youngsters up, man. Whereas now they don't do that. They just throw a load of money at it. Do you know what I mean? Throw a load of money at it and just try and buy the league. So,
yeah.
Anyway, that's another story.
All right, back on FPL though, folks. So sorry, we have been sidetracked, but that's the beauty of live shows. We just wander wherever the conversation takes us. So Palmer's the next most transferred in, and that's not a surprise. He's almost owned by 50% of the competition now, which is he's a definite buy for me. I think you need him in your team.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He's just a baller.
He's brilliant.
I love watching him play, man. He's a brilliant footballer.
He's a baller, brilliant. Man City must be kicking themselves.
Yeah, I mean, like, they let him go for under 40 mil. I mean, like, what an absolute steal.
And he wanted to be there. He didn't want to go to Chelsea. He wanted to stay at Man City.
He wanted to join United. He's a boyhood United fan.
Is he?
I believe so, yeah. I was like, man, United should have signed him up, mate. All our wingers are shit.
How old is he? Is he about Foden's age?
He's like 21, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong. He's definitely young. He's well young. Let me have a look. I'll Google it.
But I'll tell you what, like him and Foden, like incredible. Imagine them two having a kickabout in the park. Like,
yeah. They're mad. Cole Palmer, let's have a look. He is 22. Oh, I gave him an extra. I took a year off. 22. He's insanely good for 22.
Yeah, I reckon he'll end up back at Man City. Next season he will.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So James Justin, he is the 6th most bought player. Again, I think he's a definite buy. If you're thinking about buying him, Alan just did, like I did. He's jumped on the Justin bandwagon. And then Delap is the 7th most bought in player. Again, I think that's a definite buy. The Ipswich fixtures coming up are well, they're looking really good. And if they're scoring, Delap seems to be scoring the goals. So that's really good. Now, the next one in is an interesting one. So that's eighth most bought in player is Kanate from Liverpool. The Liverpool centre-back. Now, I was wondering why he was so highly bought in, but like his scoring has been pretty good and he is cheaper. Like, I think a lot of people are trying to get Palmer into their teams. So they're sacrificing Trent, who's obviously cost 7 mil, and they can still have the Liverpool defence by bringing in Kanate, but Kanate only costs 5.2 million. So you're saving 1.8 million there, which can help upgrade the rest of your team, and you're not really sacrificing too many points, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad move. I think that's pretty smart.
The next one, don't be buying Kovacic. He's the 9th most bought in player this game week. These are the idiots. And I hate to refer to it, but Darren was an idiot when he bought Madueke in after he had that massive week against Wolves, and then he did nothing, ironically, until he got rid of him on his wild card, and he scored the next game week.
Do you know what I really like? I really like that Madueke. I think he's great. Like, he looks great, but
he doesn't do much, right? Doesn't convert it to points.
He hasn't done much.
Yeah, but Kovacic is the classic example. I don't know why 104,000 managers are dumb enough to bring in Kovacic. Like, look at his stats, man. Like, the numbers do not lie. Other than the fact that he had a very good week the first week of the season against Chelsea as well, that's an abnormality. The general consensus is he gets about 1 point a game. So against Ipswich, 1 point. West Ham, 2 points. Brentford, played 45 minutes, 0 points. Newcastle, 1 point. Just because he scored twice in a freak, he scored twice of 0.3 XG. That's how ridiculous those numbers are, Alan. It's just pure stupidity by the people trading him in.
Yeah, I think this is just a personal attack on Darren, isn't
it? Definitely not.
I tried disclosing.
He hasn't bought Kovacic in. I'm just saying this is what happens when you chase points that have already been scored. You don't get them again.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. I can't argue with that.
Chris Wood, I think he's definitely still a buy at the moment, but I think in about 3 weeks' time he is a sell. Heard it here first.
Why?
Well,
why?
Because their fixtures just don't. After the West Ham game, Newcastle, Arsenal, Ipswich, Man City, Man United, Aston Villa. It's not a good run.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. I'll be right.
But the one person I do want to talk about is Rico Lewis. So lots of people are bringing him in. He's up to 13.2% ownership. And the Man City run is fantastic over the next 4 weeks. Wolves away, Southampton at home, Bournemouth away, Brighton away. And then they got Spurs at home, which they'll definitely score goals. The only problem I've got with Man City defenders is they don't keep clean sheets.
Yeah, because I was talking about bringing in Guardiola. God,
Guardiola. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. He's Croatian, man. Who cares?
Now. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not sold on the City players. Other than Haaland, lots of people have been like, Darren didn't listen to me on his wild card. We debated it live on stream here, Alan. And I told him, Phil Foden, get him out of your team. You don't want him. And bring in Martinelli. And what happened? Martinelli scored and Foden did nothing.
Yeah, you were right, mate.
Yep.
You were right.
And another interesting one here is Luis Diaz. So I also mentioned on the live stream the last time that I thought that Luis Diaz was very soon going to be starting on the bench behind Cody Gakpo. And it happened in the game week just been, and he obviously came on and got 1 point, which obviously would have infuriated a lot of his owners. But I did call it. And I said I was concerned about him, which is why I didn't move Salah to Luis Diaz, because I just thought that it was a dumb move, because I just can't. Luis Diaz, I think, is a minutes risk. If you're going to go the cheaper option in that Liverpool team, I think Diego Jota is definitely in front of Darwin Núñez. So unless he's injured, I think Jota starts, whereas Diaz, I think now, particularly after the international break when he goes over to South America and comes back late, I can't see him starting next week. I think it'll be Cody Gakpo again. So he has now dropped. He went up to 8.1. He's now dropped down to 8 mil. So I think his price is going to start trending downwards, and I think that 34.5% is going to be dropping pretty quick.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think also my cat has just launched himself onto the washing clothes horse, so we'll see if this comes crashing down. Yeah, I think you're right with all that stuff. I mean, like all the things you said, like I think the people out there who are just starting out need to take that on board, and build that into their teams because you know what you're talking about, mate.
Yeah, and the last thing I also want to mention here is Out Nori from Wolves. Now, this week they've obviously got Man City, but then after that, Wolves' run is like one of the dream runs in fantasy. So, can you see all the green there, Alan?
Yeah, I can see it.
That's a lot of green. He's got a lot of green teams to come, and he's only 4.4 mil. He's definitely on the radar for a transfer in for me next game week. The cat's back. Now, if we go to the transfers out for the round, Luis Diaz is at the top, Alan. I called it. People are jumping ship.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, you called it. I mean, this is why you're at the top of the league, Darius. You obsess about FPL and you got it all right. Yeah. I mean, why do you think that is?
Because I think he's too much of a minute risk. I think if you've got a player that is not guaranteed starter and you're relying on him, like it was a bit like that game. Remember when I was like, "Oh no, Jota started on the bench." I was like, "Please don't bring him on, because then Chris Wood will come on and hopefully get me some points." And thankfully, Jota never came on and Chris Wood scored, and I was very happy. But that's the problem. If you've invested 8 million into Luis Diaz and he's not starting a game, I think that's a lot of money to have held up for not much reward. Yeah,
it is. It is. You're right. It's all about the minutes. If you're not getting the minutes, you can't. You can't play him. You need people that are going to get minutes because that's how you get points.
And this might coincide with the fact that Liverpool got a tougher run, but Mo Salah is the third most traded out player. So that's 2 Liverpool players in the top 3. Insane.
Really?
Yep, insane. Ironically, Nicholas Jackson is also in the top 10 for most transferred out.
Wow, why? Well, because the fixture run.
Well, they've got 4 hard weeks to come. They've got Liverpool away this week, Newcastle at home, Man United away, which I don't think is a hard fixture at this point in time. If Eric Ten Hag's there, that's an easy fixture. It should really be green. And then they've got Arsenal at home. So after that, though, they've got a pretty good run again. So, yeah, I can see why people are doing it because there are some other good forward options. But the person I want to talk about that's probably not even on this list, and it wasn't on the most transfers in, is Mateus Cunha, or even Strand Larsen from Wolves. Because Wolves' run after this week is insanely good. And that's who Chris Wood might become for me.
Interesting. We'll have to watch that space then.
Yeah, 100%. Now, Mazraoui is an injury risk. See, this is why FPL is, shits me sometimes. So the yellow exclamation mark next to Mazraoui says it is a knock, 75% chance of playing. So either they don't watch the news, but Manchester United have come out and said that Mazraoui has had a minor heart procedure and will be out for a month, or give or take. So he really should be a red, but he's still here showing as a yellow.
Why have they done that? Why is it yellow? Why is it not red?
Don't know. Someone obviously just hasn't bothered to update it.
I know. Not a big week.
Yeah, mad. Smith Rowe's on the transfers out here as well. So he's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 7th most transferred out. Alisson Becker as well. It's unfortunate Liverpool got harder fixtures because I think that Kelleher would be a great option in goal because Alisson Becker, apparently according to this, he's a 25% chance of playing, but he did a hamstring. A hamstring's normally a good 3 weeks, so he's probably going to be out for a couple, I'd say. And then Eze, your mate Eze's on the traded out list. He's number 9.
Yeah. Why do you think that people are taking Eze out?
Well, because he's returned once in 7 weeks.
That would explain it. Yeah, that would explain it.
These chances are really interesting. So Pedro Porro I sold this week, and he's on this list as well. He's about number 15. And that's because Spurs don't keep clean sheets. I'm sick of watching Tottenham, and they don't keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, Tottenham don't keep a clean sheet, do they? But who does at the moment? Forest?
Yeah, Forest. Great players to have if you've got them in defence.
They're probably the only ones at the moment.
And Man United, I don't know how we're keeping clean sheets, but in the games where we're not getting thumped 3-0, we don't score and it's a 0-0 draw.
Boring.
Yeah, it boring. It's very boring football. Very, very boring football. 100%. Plowboy, Alan says glory. Oh, what? What do you say? I can't read the whole comment. Hold on one sec. He says, glory boy, I'm opposite. He's just said City before they had money, first became a fan, and he would. And you picked, I did pick Justin. Yeah, I did write it before you had him. Yeah, you did, mate. You did. I remember you writing a comment last week about on one of the videos. And yeah, I looked at James Justin when you said it, and I was like, oh, no, I wonder why he's bought in James Justin. And then I looked at his scores, and then I looked at his fixtures coming up, and I thought, my God, that is a good run of fixtures and too good to ignore. We've even convinced Alan on this stream to lock him in for next game week. So yeah, James Justin, he's in. He's in.
Who was that? Who made that comment?
A guy called Plowboy.
Plowboy.
Yeah. So
he either lives on the farm, or he does a lot. And he goes out on the town.
He goes out in the town. I love it. I'm sure you'll appreciate that. This is an interesting stat. 45,000 managers have sold Erling Haaland.
Why?
That's exactly what I thought. Why? Well,
very strange.
He's worth a lot of money. 15.4 mil. You could sell him for 15.2.
Spread out the cost.
Yeah. Well, I did look at this. So really interesting. So when I was looking at your team before, and I was doing a little bit of research on your team before we got going. I'm going to quickly pull it up. So where was I? So leagues, and hold on. So you're in a league with Let's Talk FPL, right?
Yeah.
So I looked at a team in there. So where are we? YouTube, Let's Talk FPL. You're currently 107,000 in that league, so well done. You're in the top 200. That's good. If we have a look at Buddy. So Buddy's on top, but Buddy's about to be swallowed up because he has already played. We'll just quickly go into his team. Okay. So he played his triple captain in game week 4. He played his wild card in game week 3. He played his free hit in game week 2. And he played his bench boost in game week 1. So look, let's be honest, he's going to be swallowed up very quickly by everyone else that plays those chips later on. So he's not going to win the league. But the bloke that's in second spot, you're not going to believe this. I went back and looked at his team, and I was like, this dude has had some luck, or he's just riding, like he's seeing him better than I'm seeing him. He needs to get this bloke on his pod because this dude is cleaning up. So look at his captain picks. He has not missed a captain pick bar once this season. So he got Saka last week over Haaland. He got 32 points for him. Go back the week before. He had Palmer captain. He had Palmer captain. And he's only played one. He's only played his wild card, so he's actually on top, like second, and he's only played his wild card. We go back to game week 3. He picked Luis Diaz when he had 16 points. I was like, how is this possible?
This guy is literally Pep Guardiola, isn't he? This is Pep's team.
Either that
or Alex Ferguson's team.
Even that, oh, he's got a friend that's in the bookies and he just rings up the player and says that player needs to score points this week. Go back to game week 4, and he had Haaland, who was the top scorer in his team that week. And then game week 3, he played his wild card, and he stuffed up this week. He picked Watkins as captain. So all right, I'll take that back. He didn't do it very well in that week. And in game week 2, he had Haaland, so he got the 34, the top scorer. And then in game week 1, he stuffed up. He had Son captain. But what a run. You know, 5 out of 7 weeks, he's scored huge points.
That's how you play FPL. Do you know what I mean? It's luck. It's luck, and also it's taking risks. It's not going for not doing what everyone else is doing. Like that is literally doing the opposite to me. That's making decisions that pay off.
So shout out to the Magical Game Master that you've played the season super well to begin with. Now, the other thing I noticed in that league, Alan, have a look at this. So if you go further down the league and you look at plays, let's have a look. So number 15 to number whatever this is, they've all got the same bloody team. Like the legit same team. That's one team there, the exact same lineup. And I go back and I go down again and I pick on one of these other idiots. Exact same team. AI is ruining the game. These are bots that are playing the game. They're all doing the same thing.
They're just bots, man. They're just bots, or they're getting it off of like Fantasy Hub or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They're just doing that. Like,
if you have to pay money to have Fantasy Football Hub, then you might as well just quit the game because you're not really playing yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, the thing is, it's like, it's a game. The whole point of it is that you make your own decision. You watch the football, you decide what you want to do. Like you go with what you feel is right. If you just copy people all the time, then even if you win, it's not going to feel like a win.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's mad. It's mad. And I think where's the Disney Star League? Like so many teams last week scored 77 points. Like look at this. This league is full of 77 points. I can guarantee they've all got the same points for the season as well. 537, and they all scored 77 last week. There's like 100 teams on here with the same shit.
Yeah. There's a lot of rubbish on there.
It's a lot of... It's just crap, man. That's not what the game's about. I mean, this game, it fluctuates so wildly this season in particular. Like, from week to week, you can have a really crap week when, your premium players all underperform like Alan's did last game week. Or you can have one where they all score and you get like 80-odd points.
You really are a rat.
I mean, 30 points, man. It's a bit rough.
I'm getting my foot bitten by a cat and I'm getting dug out by you. What did I do with this? Like, if anyone's got a kitten out there, they'll know my pain. These little tiny little teeth just digging in. Ow. Oh. And do you know what? I'm going to say this as well. Do you know what? He's just taken a massive shit as well. So, and that's stinking. Oh, I'm not having a great morning here. Come here, you. Come say hello to everyone. Here we go. This is Squid. This is the little terror that's been biting me. Hello.
I reckon Squid's saying that you need to sell your team.
Yeah. Maybe he just doesn't like your Australian accent, and that's why he's just attacking me. He's taking it out.
Might be. So
we'll find out when you come over in December.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to quickly finish off by just having a quick look at mine and Alan's team. And we're going to quickly go through and call out the players. And I want you to tell me whether they're a buy, keep, or hold, Alan.
What, of my own team?
No, you're going to do my team. I'm going to do yours. All right, so Raya and goal.
Keep.
FaZe.
Sell.
Alexander Arnold.
Sell.
Justin.
Keep.
Rogers.
Who?
Rogers. Morgan Rogers. Aston Villa.
Sell.
And Mbeumo.
Keep.
Palmer.
Keep.
You want to buy him, don't you?
Yeah. I want him real bad.
McNeil.
Only because you fancy him, I'm going to say sell. But really, keep, yeah.
Chris Wood.
Keep.
Haaland.
Keep.
Watkins.
What's this keep, sell, buy?
Yeah, well, if you don't have him, would you buy him?
Yeah, like, absolutely. Right, yeah, go on, Haaland, yeah, buy, keep, whatever.
Watkins.
See, me and Watkins got a bit of history.
Don't let it get personal.
Yeah. Keep. Yeah, keep. He's good.
Turner in goal on the bench. He's 4 mil.
Yeah. 4 mil, yeah, keep him.
Smith Rowe.
Sell.
Robinson.
Sell.
Harwood Bellis.
Sell.
All right, let's have a look at your team. All right, and where are we? All right, leagues. Whoops. Go back here. And Alan's team. I have to go down to 16th spot to find you.
Oh, yeah, yourself.
Raya. Only because of the fact that you've got Fleckening as well on the bench. I'm going to say Raya's a sell. Get a 4 mil goalkeeper in. Konza, sell. He's injured. Guehi, he plays for Crystal Palace, so that means definite sell. Andy Robertson, I think, is a keep. I don't mind him.
Team Trevor. Team Trev.
Semenyo's definite sell. He's got a tough run coming up. Eze, definite ditto before with Guehi. He's plays for Palace as a sell. Mo Salah, I sell him to bring in a Cole Palmer. Morgan Rogers is a hold for me. And I think if you're wild carding, Rogers should still be in the buy category just to enable the rest of your team. And if you have to whack him in, he's probably still going to get you some points. And Buemo, if you haven't got him, definitely buy. Haaland, he's a hold, but I can see the merits behind why 45,000 managers have got rid of him. But just because a bloke blanks 2 game weeks in a row is not to say that against Wolves on this Sunday, I think they're playing this week. Yeah, Sunday. There's nothing to say he won't go out and score another hat-trick. And if you want to take that on, by all means, good luck to you. But he's definitely a hold for me. Nicholas Jackson, I think there's merits behind holding and selling him. And I'm not sure what I would do, but I'm not looking to buy him. So I don't know how that reacts, but hopefully you can read into that. Flecken, definite hold. I think Brentford's run coming up, he should actually get some clean sheets. I'd actually be starting him in goal over Raya. Not this game week, but the next 3 game weeks after, I'd probably swap him. Dunk, Brighton players for me at the moment are a sell until game week 12, and then I'd be buying them because they've got a really good run from game week 12 onwards. So that's when I'm looking to bring in some Brighton players. João Pedro, he's injured, no return date, definite sell. There's a reason why he's the second most traded out player in the game. And Greaves, he's a hold. I think Ipswich can probably go on a run. I think he'll start getting some 6 points and some clean sheets at some point. They've got to, or else they're going to end up relegated. So my money is on him actually getting some clean sheets. So there you go. Your team needs a little bit of surgery.
Perfect. So basically, just get my whole team and put it in the bin. Yeah. Love
yeah. It. Play that wild card in game week 19.
Yeah. God, me and wildcards are like best mates at the moment.
You know, the funny thing is that I actually thought, I look back at your team. So if we go back to the week before you wildcarded, and your team scored 65 points without the wild card. But that was the one time that Eze did something, and you did have the disasters that were Isaac and Muniz in your team. And I think...
Yeah, I think I captained Muniz, didn't I, 1 week?
You did. Well. And I reckon that's probably what stuffed you up. I reckon if you'd captained Mo Salah, you might not have actually wildcarded.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
But sometimes taking on a risky captain pick can pay off. For example, on the weekend, if you pick Saka as captain, like that guy that just seems to be seeing the captain picks brilliantly, then it can really pay off and you can make some big rank. or it can really backfire like a Muniz and get you nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's it. It's, if you're brave and you take the risk, it can pay off. And if you just play it safe, it can be very boring. But if you take the risk and it doesn't pay off, then you can end up like me in the toilet.
And that's a fantastic time to finish this live stream. So if you haven't already and you've made it to the end, please like the video. That will definitely help us out. And if you're new and someone has subscribed after watching this, so thank you for that. And next time, write more comments, ask us some more questions. I will be doing a live show next Saturday, and me and Alan will be doing a regular show. It won't be live, unfortunately, though, and that will be on Thursday. And you can catch us then. Until then, Alan, what are you doing this week? Working hard or hardly working?
Well, hopefully my boss isn't listening to this, but hardly working. Yeah, no, I'm not doing much, actually. Pretty chilled. Actually, no, that's a complete lie. Do you know what I'm doing next week, Darius? I'm doing a Team Teach course.
So I'm doing Team Teach the week after. I have to go and recredit myself.
Oh my God, yes, I'm doing that all next week. I'm going to be a Team Teach trainer. So I'm going to be training people in Team Teach. There you go.
Are you doing I know this is totally non-football relevant, so you can tune out if you've already, whatever. But are you doing the intermediate, the advanced, or the beginner?
I think it's intermediate. It's basically, I'm getting trained. It's a week-long training thing.
Yeah, it's the intermediate one.
I can train TAs in Team Teach level 1. And level 2, I think. Level 1 and level 2.
Yeah, that's the intermediate. The advanced ones when you've got to what do you call it? Disarm kids with knives and shit like this.
Mate, I grew up in Streatham. I don't need to do an advanced course for that. On that note,
real quick one. Plowboy says Aussie Farmer is the best I can claim, Alan. So he's obviously Australian Plowboy, and I've just joined his league. So Plowboy invited me to his league or whatever. I've joined, and I don't know. Maybe I didn't join Plowboy's league. I think I might join someone else's, and I joined, and I'm at the top of their league as well.
Mate, get Plowboy in our league, mate. Plowboy, if you're out there, join our league, mate, and let us know what your name is.
He hasn't owned. Listen to this. He hasn't owned Salah or Haaland all season.
Legend, love it.
And he's actually not going too bad. So hold on, I will quickly just cover this because this is I can commend people that just take on the fact that he hasn't had Haaland, or he's actually mid-table in our league, and he captained Havertz last game week. So he didn't do too bad. He has got Palmer, he's got Saka, and he's got Diego Jota, and he's got Mbeumo, but. Plowboy, I don't know why you've got Mbeumo sitting on your bench, because that's not a place to be playing him.
Yeah. Well, look, Plowboy, love it. Gonna love watching your success over the next couple of weeks. I hope you smash it, mate, and keep locked into the shows and keep commenting and stuff. Be good to hear your journey.
That's it. All right, guys, that's all from us, and we will catch you next time. Alan,